Hello and welcome. Avion here. This time I'm going through Survivor Dialand by Random Studios. I had to take a moment between my last recording because I just went through the test Final Revelation and oh boy, that was a moment. So I laid down, read a few chapters of some book, fucking Defiance of the Fall, and I just chilled for a moment. Just chill, just drink some water. After I finished up all of my coffee. I have a little bit more to drink, but anyway. It's not coffee this time, it's something else. Alright. This should be not nearly as, intense. Alright. Let's get started, shall we? Let's see here. Get my happy little chill quizzing mug. New game. Well, look what we have here. You look like you just crawled out of the wrong end of a shit heap. It just reminds me of my buddy telling me every time I came back to my room and he saw me, he's like, man, you look like hammered shit. Thanks, brah. I feel like it. No, that's, not that. There's a right end to crawl out of a shit heap, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let me introduce myself. I'm Bear. I'm Bear Kyles. Bear Grylls. But woman with axe. I'm an expert survivalist, and one bad mama jumma. You may have heard of me through the grapevine, or perhaps you've heard of my world-famous slogan, react, adapt, and punch shit in the face until it gives up, or your hands break, and then punch it some more. Improvise. Yeah, we're full Bear Grylls in this shit. That little tidbit of wisdom has kept me alive through an overwhelming amount of dangerous situations, let me tell you. Now, at first glance, I have no doubt in my mind that when it comes to survival, you're as useless as tits on a bowl. With that being said, I've been wrong before. Not often, but very, very occasionally. I need this woman to sound like a fucking smoker. I mean, I can't really give you any examples of when those times were, or what I was particularly wrong about. But I'm sure I've been wrong once or twice in my assessment of one's ability to survive. Well, you'd better hope, at least. I don't know, I got aliens before. Not on this test, the previous ones I was recording. I have an idea. Why don't we just find out for certain whether or not you have what it takes to make it out here on Survivor Dialand. It'll be really easy. I'll just ask you a series of questions. You can answer them for me. I'll take your answers and use my exceptional expert survival experience and analyze them, yeah. I'll tell you, not only whether you'd survive in a dangerous situation you might encounter in a place like this, but also what situations you could thrive in. That'll just get your hopes up. This island ain't for the faint of heart. Most people die within a few hours of setting foot on the sandy shores of Survivor Land. What is this, fucking Path of Exile? As a matter of fact, I'm not so sure why they called it Survivor Dialand in the first place. Maybe they wanted to make it sound more appealing. And if they called it, you're probably going to die a gruesome, horrible death at the hands of an inexplicably terrifying beast island. It maybe, possibly, potentially, could hurt the tourism industry. There's a tourism industry here? Anyhow, maybe you're different. Why don't we go ahead and get started so we can find out. Have to brush your thinking cap and a nice big set of balls. For some of them, or for some of us more seasoned survivors, Watermelon-sized ladyballs, because you gotta need them. I mean your tits. Your tits aren't that big. Immediately gets axe in skull. Let's get started, shall we? Hell yeah! Take a bit of a sip. A bit of a sippy out of the lemonades. If you were starving, high as fuck, and had the munchies like a motherfucker, would you be likely to eat something in the jungle that looked appetizing even if you weren't sure whether or not it was poisonous? If I'm starving, high as fuck, and had the munchies like a motherfucker, you have put me so well out of my mental clarity that yes, I'm going to eat that. If you're walking through the jungle for days without food and the first sign of animal life you came across was a tiger, would you attempt to attack it for meat? Fuck no. Would you kill and eat your best friend if you had to in order to survive? Maybe. You'll say yes. Sorry, Gold. Are you the physically strongest person you know? Considering there's the internet. Okay, let's say you know as like within your friend group. I cannot beat one of them. Just one. No. Are you the mentally strongest person you know? I take pills. That I am pretty strong. I feel like my well, nah. We're all a little bit crazy here. It's fucking Mad Hatter's house. I'm going to roll dice and say, I'll do my best. Yes. Are you smarter than the average dumb fuck? I do hope so. Oh, swear to God, I hope so. If you could kill a random stranger to instantly become a billionaire, would you do it? I'm sorry, but how much of my family can I take care of with that? If your favorite pet became rabbit and attacked you, would you be willing to? Yes. Do you enjoy eating meat? Fuck yeah. I do enjoy cooking it. Enjoy eating fruit? Yes. Enjoy eating vegetables? Yes. Do you think you could beat up your best friend in a fist fight? Damn, I keep cracking my knuckles so I didn't get to crack them as poetically. Yes. If I gave you an axe right now, would you know how to wield it as a proper weapon? One of those things where you kind of gotta fucking swing your body into it. It's an axe. It's not super complicated. It's just like one step up from club. And right before sword. I think I can do it. Considering I can chop firewood. And that requires a bit of know-how of how to swing an axe. Because you can't just swing it. There's a bit of a feel to it. If you only had 3 rations of food and the starving stranger crawled to your feet begging for what you know. If you only had 3 rations of water and a dehydrated penguin came wobbling up to your feet, stole one from you and ran away, would you chase after it and fuck that penguin up? Yes. Have anyone ever told you that you smell funny? Yes. Have you ever wanted to die? In the past. Would you consider yourself an alpha? Nah. Do you even lift? Fuck yeah, bro. Where's that 50-pound kettlebell? Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! I lifted it too quickly. Anyway, yes. Are you skilled in the art of combat? I can shoot a gun. I've never, like, learned any martial arts or anything like that. Nah. Have you ever killed an animal? Yes. Yeah, the fish to survive. Could you do it? Yes. And the spirits of your ancestors were haunting you. Would you want to speak with them? Nah. Have you ever seen a ghost? Yes. Have you ever seen an alien or alien spacecraft? Not that I know of. If someone walked up and challenged you to a street fight right now, would you accept the challenge? Fuck no, I don't. Fuck off. You think you're in good enough physical shape to last a week in the wild? Yes. You clowns scared the fuck out of you. No. Would you consider yourself to be Would you consider yourself to be a manipulative little bitch at times? Nah. In a high-stress, intense situation, can you easily chill the fuck out? Yeah, it usually requires me to bang something a few times. I'm gonna walk you through a parking lot. Do you ever look over your shoulder because you're worried about someone fucking with you from behind? Well, that's just called being aware of your surroundings. Would you consider yourself to be an incompetent chef? Oh, I flickered in and out, but then again, I was also readjusting my chair. Incompetent chef. No, I can cook. Are you good at building mechanical shit? Yes. Are you good at taking shit apart and putting shit back together? Yes. I did that as a child for fun. Do you get nervous facing new challenges that you've never had to deal with before? Not really. If you are lost in the woods and starving, the only way to survive was to kill and eat a plethora of small killers. Would that take a toll on your conscience? No. Fuck them squirrels. Fuck them squirrels. Are you comfortable learning how to use new tools without the aid of mentoring? Or are you comfortable learning how to use new tools without the aid or mentoring of others? Yes. Well, considering I've had to self-teach myself for quite a few things, so yes. If a big fucking dinosaur is about to eat your ass raw, would you craft a decent enough set of camouflage using only the natural materials around you to evade its predatory advances? Again, this is probably trying to slather myself in fucking dirt, and trees, and foliage. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. My ass is going to get eaten raw by the dinosaur. You tend to make a metric fuck ton of noise when using pots and pans. No. You think your peers would consider you to be a natural survivor? I don't know. If an alien attempted to communicate to you, do you believe you can convince it to not anal probe you using only body language? Yes. And how, you might ask? Well, you see, I fucking punch them if they ever get near my ass. Do you believe that theoretically the Earth is, or potentially could, be flat? No. Would your best friend consider you to be dumber than the average bear? No. If you had to steal a picnic basket every day from random campers in order to sustain yourself, do you think you'd be able to get away with it for at least 3 months? I'm not that sneaky. Would you consider yourself to be stealthy? Yes, but I'm not that sneaky. I can... By be stealthy, I mean I can be quiet. And I can be small. Even though I'm as big as the fucking brick shithouse. I go with this. I could be stealthy because I have accidentally spooked people on accident. But 3 months of stealing picnic baskets? I ain't that good, Yogi. You had to eat bugs, and only bugs, in order to survive for a year. Could you do it if I had to eat bugs? I have to eat the bugs? Okay, I'm eating the bugs. You had to exclusively kill shit with your bare hands in order to obtain food on a regular basis. Do you think you can manage to keep yourself from starving for a year? So you're saying I have to strangle the squirrel? Or fucking spin the chicken and have its head pop off? I can do that. Are you afraid of the dark? No, I'm afraid of what's in the dark. Are you afraid of... Yes. You're stranded on an island by yourself. Could you keep yourself entertained on a regular basis? Yes. At least for a little bit. Again, I'd probably have fucking Wallace. Was it Wallace? What was the name of the... name of the volleyball? Something. You ever confuse your left side of your right side? No. Would you consider yourself to be directionally challenged? No. This is thought of being the only person left on Earth. Sound appealing to you? Not really. You think you could go without masturbating for 6 months if your survival depended on it? Yes. I wouldn't want to. but I could. If you were lost in a forest full of gigantic mushrooms, would you be able to be comfortable hauling one out to use as shelter, even though it could potentially kill you with toxins? I mean, I could do it, right? But I don't know if I'd die doing it. I'd do it. If you're lost in a forest full of regular-sized mushrooms, but the mushrooms were all hallucinogenic, would you eat any of them and get high as fuck? It's a good way to die. If you had to survive by only consuming raw ingredients such as uncooked meat and vegetables, do you believe you could manage to stay alive for a year? Yes, it's going to end up being only the vegetables. I would not dare with the meat. And a year is fine enough that I don't think I'll die from malnutrition. I will eventually need meat. I will probably also lose a lot of muscle. Holy shit. But yeah, I think I can do it for a year. If you encountered a cute little talking bunny rabbit in the woods and he offered to lead you to safety and shelter, would you trust him and follow? No. Do you feel confident in your ability to intimidate a grizzly bear in a real life-death situation? Yes. Are you physically fit enough to climb an average tree? Yes. An average tree. That is the answer I need. I will not be able to climb a fucking palm tree, but I know that there's some trees in the park that I can easily climb. Are you physically fit enough to run a full mile without stopping or walking? Yes. If someone threw a rock at you, do you have good enough hand-eye coordination to catch it before it hits your head? I've caught some things that people have thrown at me, but it's mostly like a random basis. More often than not, I do catch it, and I'm just like, oh, cool. If a stranger did, in fact, throw a rock at your head, would you throw it back? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a convincing liar? Yes. I don't like to lie. But I'm pretty good at it. You ever get hangry? No. If you're in dire need of water, and the only water you could find was in a still pond, which you know. Do not drink still water. Do you believe that you could manage to survive if you had to consume spiders on a daily basis for sustenance? Oh, poor spiders. I feel bad about it. And I don't like eating things that make me feel like I'm crunching the head. It's a weird thing. Weird thing, but I'll still do it if I need to live. Do you believe that you could manage to survive if you had to consume snakes on a day? That's easier than spiders. Do you consider yourself to be a clumsy fucker? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be short-tempered? No. Have you ever fantasized about being in a survival route? No. You think you can manage to survive for 1 year on an island by yourself without any form of medicine? My body's full of antibiotics. I've gotten a lot of shots in the military. I should be fine for a year without medicine. Are you an adrenaline junkie? No. You procrastinate over the little shit. Kind of. Kind of. Would you consider yourself to be a warrior spirit? Fighting fun. I don't go for it. I don't seek it out, but in the moment, it is entertaining. Do you always dress warm when it's cold outside? No. Do you prefer to be a leader when it comes to group activities? Not really. I don't care. If you had one shot, one opportunity, would you ever let it go? Yeah. I think it's probably a good place for us to wrap up with the basic questions. Overall, I'm impressed with how you've answered the majority of what's been asked of you. You're either very honest with your self-observations, which is refreshing to hear, or just choosing answers randomly, and you're getting luckier than a necrophiliac in a morgue. Either way, well done thus far, but we're not finished yet. This next set of questions is going to challenge you mentally. Also, I stopped with the smoker voice because it was kind of hurting. I wasn't even like doing much to hurt, it just lot of it. Lemonade. Okay. The next set of questions is going to challenge you mentally. Now, I know what you're thinking. You already feel mentally challenged. I need a helmet. But just wait. The easy portion of the Survivor Dial-Land test is over. Now, let's see how well you manage to handle these ones. Would you rather be a prisoner or be a prison guard? Prison guard. Would you rather suffer from silent visual hallucinations or loud audio hallucinations? Silent visual. Would you rather have to fight to the death against a shark on steroids or one regular giraffe? A regular giraffe. Would you rather be stranded on the island by yourself or with the one person you hate the most? Person I hate the most, we'll figure something out. And if not, I can eat them. If you could have the aid of one companion in terms of survival, would you rather be a human if you're choosing or an animal if you're choosing? Dog. Dog. Would you rather have to hunt down and eat other humans to survive, or always have plenty of food but be hunted by cannibals? I'm eventually going to get killed by the cannibals, so might as well join them. Would you rather eat raw snails or raw slugs? Ugh. Ugh. Slugs, because no crunchy shell. If you were being held captive by a hostile island tribe, would you rather attempt to escape or attempt to join them? When in Rome. Would you rather hunt fish and forage for your food through honest but hard methods, or steal your food from other survivors who already did the hard work? I got this. If all crime was legal for a single night, would you rather stay at home or go out and fuck shit up? Yeah, I'm staying home. If you were trapped in an underground bunker during a nuclear holocaust, would you rather eat your best human friend or eat your favorite pet? Both of these are gonna mentally fuck me up. I guess I need to go with the animal. If you had to survive by eating canned dog food or canned cat food, which would you choose? Cat food. More meat, I think. You could kill one innocent person if you're choosing in order to escape your own demise. Would you rather kill someone else or die? It's gonna sound very callous, but it's alright, buddy. I don't know the circumstances too well, and I'm just gonna survival fittest. Would you rather live on Earth during a zombie plague or live on Mars space station by yourself? I'll give space station. Sounds safer and less of me getting fucking murderated. If you were stranded on the island and you could call for a rescue boat or a rescue helicopter, what should you choose? There's no full guarantee that either will arrive to save you. Helicopter. Would you rather have a lifetime supply of canned tuna or a lifetime supply of raw potatoes? I could do more things than potatoes. Would you rather fight a polar bear to the death using a chainsaw or the person you love the most using your bare hands? Dude, if I survive, that is one hell of a story. I'm going with the chainsaw and the polar bear. Would you rather live through the end of the world? Also, that chainsaw is not too much. It's going to get fucking caught in the hair. But, ugh. It should at least scare it off, maybe. Still have to kill it. Would you rather live through the end of the world or die right before the end of the world? I'm lived, buddy. Would you rather live in a treehouse or live in a cave? Treehouse has a few less bugs. Would you rather be a hostage held by terrorists or hold a room full of hostages yourself? I am making my demands through the speaker. Would you rather punch a horse in the vagina or kiss a fish on the lips? Huh? I guess... I guess I'm fisting a horse, guys. Would you rather answer stupid fucked up questions or normal or boring questions? I'd rather answer fucked up questions. That's the spirit! Would you rather drink your own urine or soak in a tub of your best friend's urine? I would rather drink my own piss. Would you rather swim a mile in the ocean or climb a cliff side without a harness? I'd probably do the mile in the ocean a lot easier. Would you rather steal eggs from an eagle's nest for food or kill an eagle? Well, you could potentially get more eggs if you steal the eggs. I'd rather kill them. I didn't even read the question. Your survival partner is getting a bad case of island sickness and they're ready to turn. You would rather kill them or keep them hostage? Well, they're dead. Would you rather attempt to survive by yourself in the snow or in the desert? I know more ways about how to survive in the desert, and that might just be because California hot. Would you rather have fire to cook with or tools to build shelter with? Fire to cook with. Would you rather dip your toe in the water and use yourself as fishing bait, or attempt to capture a wild boar? You are not going to win with a wild boar in your bare fucking hands. Do you have any idea? Any idea how fucked you would be with a wild boar? They are fucking natural disasters and destroy ecosystems. You are not winning against that with your fucking bare hands. You're just not. So I'm gonna go with my toe in the fishing. Would you rather be tortured for days and hideously disfigured by an invading alien race before being set free, or save yourself the agony and provide information to the aliens that could be disastrous for the human race? Well, I'm going to get free, right? And I get to have a cool story, and people will think I'm crazy. Would you rather have to purify your own water but have plenty of food, or have plenty of water but have to cook your own food? Hunt and cook food. The water is is the harder situation. Would you rather be blind for a year or deaf forever? If it's temporary, I can survive a temporary. Would you rather have to escape from the Kraken in the ocean or escape from a saber-toothed tiger on land? The Kraken in the ocean, I'm fucked. I am fucked. Humans are not made for water. Even if we can swim. We can only swim because most of the planet is covered in water, and not being able to swim on the planet covered in water is just like being fucking retarded. So, I'm gonna go with the saber-toothed tiger on land. I have a slightly better chance than a fucking Kraken in the ocean. Even if it's a Kraken, just replace the Kraken with a fucking, I don't know, giant squid that wants to eat me. And replace the saber-toothed tiger with, again, a tiger that wants to eat me. I would hope I would have a mask, because you can trick tigers by having a mask on the back of your head. Because they don't like to attack. They don't like to attack you if they know you're looking at them. They're ambush predators. If you were stranded alone in the desert and you had a week's worth of food and water, would you rather give up all your food or half your water? All of my food. Would you rather be covered in blood-sucking leeches or covered in fleas and lice? Fleas and lice. I've had lice as a child from school, and I've had to deal with fleas from pets. They're awful. Would you rather be allergic to sunlight or allergic to moonlight? But they're the fucking same! The sunlight from the moon! The moonlight is reflected from the sun! You dumb fucker! Anyway, for just funny's sake, let's just go with them. I don't like the sun anyways. Allergic to the moonlight. It's better I travel in the day. Would you rather be the chief of your own tribe on a small island or be a pirate captain sailing the seas with the crew? Tribal chief on the island. The pirate captain's gonna fucking die. A lot easier. Would you rather be able to kick a hole through someone's chest or be able to turn invisible for 60 seconds once per day? I'd rather kick a hole through someone's chest. My god, I am the Hulk. Would you rather explore 100% of our galaxy or explore 100% of the oceans on Earth? I could go to space. Galaxy. Would you rather procreate with your worst enemy or let the human race cease to exist? I guess we're fucking. Would you rather fight off vultures to eat a rotting boar carcass or fight off a mountain lion to eat a freshly killed gazelle? You see, boars are also notorious for having many parasites, and this is a rotting one. I'm gonna go for one of mine. It's probably the harder option. Would you rather be able to communicate with hamsters or communicate with rats? Hamsters are fucking useless, and they'll die in any kind of way. Would you rather defend yourself in open water against a school of piranhas or defend yourself in the tree against vicious chimpanzees? The chimp is going to quite literally chimp the fuck out and rip my balls off. I'm gonna go with the piranhas. They're slightly dumber. Would you rather push a button and destroy all humans on Earth or push a button and destroy all animals on Earth? But if I push a button to destroy all humans, I'm going to instantly die. Would you rather know how to fuck shit up with an axe or be insanely kick-ass marksman? I don't know how to fuck shit up with an axe. I'm kind of an okay marksman anyways. Would you rather be able to dodge arrows Matrix style or be able to fire arrows like Legolas? Dodge. Would you rather be a part of a kick-ass group of survivors who you don't trust, or an incredibly useless group of survivors who you know won't turn on you? I'm gonna go with the kick-ass group of survivors, and I guess I'm just gonna need to become kick-ass myself. Would you rather know how to find food wherever you go, or build shelter wherever you are? Food wherever I go. Would you rather dodge Oprah Winfrey attempting to sit on your face, or crawl on your hands and knees through a dark room filled with scorpions? Wait, why do I have to dodge? I'm gonna dodge Oprah's ass, but I'm not gonna dodge. It'll be fine. Damn, you really are hardcore. I'm almost done assessing your survival capabilities based on your answers, but there's a few more questions I'd like to ask you before I give you my thoughts. I'm going to give you a few scenarios, and you're going to answer with what you personally believe is the best choice possible given from the given options. Now, sometimes when it comes to survival, there are no good options. There are only slightly less shitty options. And there are some really fucking awful ones. That being said, I want you to think very carefully before providing an answer. You'd be amazed at how easily you can overlook some choices or dismiss certain actions that could actually save your life, as silly as they may sound. Remember to take your time and think carefully. These scenarios may drastically impact my analysis of you. Without further ado, let's dive in, shall we? Let's dive right in, shall we? You're committed against your will into an insane asylum. You know you don't belong here, but matters get worse when you find out the doctors are performing disturbing experiences on patients. What do you do? Ow, my eyes. I smell like I saw my eyes. What the fuck? Sweat salt. Where the fuck did they come from? I know the feeling. Ow. Anyway. Attempt to take the head of the facility hostage. That ain't gonna end well. For this patient's to riot and massacre the doctors. We're partly restrained. Considering the life of crazy do belong here, I'm going to die to experiments. Offer to join staff. Interesting, very interesting. Even convicted of a crime when what you do not commit, the sentence is life in prison. You're escorted to a new cell where you are met by your cellmate. They have an offer for you. Your new cellmate tells me that he's devised a plan with the other prisoners to riot and break out of prison tomorrow night. What do you do? I see how things turn out and devise my own plan. If it doesn't work, I'll just say I'm fucking staying. You know, in the disturbing reality TV show where contestants have to split up on an island, track each other down, and execute one another to gain their freedom, what do you do? This is just a fuck situation. Well, may the strong survive, the weak perish. One of us is gonna die. It's gonna be like the beginning of Hunger Games where everyone just fucking dies at the cornucopia. And I might die at the cornucopia, but hey, if I don't, I got a chat. You're on a fishing boat when you see black sails in the distance. Pirates are coming right for you and you have no weaponry. What do you do? They're taking the boat. I'm in a fishing boat. I'm not that far from the water. I could get home. Maybe. They're taking the boat. I'm giving them my boat. I'm trying to flee with my life at that point. I might just like get into the raft. If I assume I have like a life raft. I'm getting in that. I'm fucking leaving. I'm like, here, you take my boat. You've been squatting in an old abandoned mansion for a couple of nights when you start hearing bizarre noises coming from the walls. Things start to get creepier when you begin to see dark figures moving across the room, objects falling over on their own. And finally, disembodied whispers in your ear that sound close but simultaneously far away. What do you do? I am leaving. I am finding another place to squat. Your 85-year-old neighbor is standing in her house with blood dripping from her mouth. She turns, looking at you, and begins to growl. Suddenly, she charges. What do you do? Fucking grab the nearest object. Grab the nearest object and smash your old cunt in. Hell yeah. Your best friend has just made you your favorite meal. Your dog sneaks a bite of it before you can try it. Then suddenly drops dead. What do you do? Make my friend take a bite of the food. You're stuck in a bunker with a random stranger in a post-apocalyptic world. The stranger owns the bunker, but after a couple of days, you stumble upon a stash of human meat in the freezer. What do you do? I'm killing the stranger, and I'm also putting them in the freezer. You're driving down the road in the pitch of night when you hit something with their car, and I'm also probably going to still eat the meat. Let's be real. You're driving down the road in the pitch of night when you hit something with your car. You pull over and get out, but you don't see anything on the road. Just then, you hear a loud growling coming from underneath your car. What do you do? Well, you see, it's probably underneath my car, and it's growling underneath my car. I'm getting in my car, and I'm running it over. Probably going forward and backwards a bit, just to make sure it's dead, so I'm getting in the car and driving. Your best friend has just come over to your house. You have your family around you, and then your friend tells you that they've tested positive for an incredibly deadly and infectious disease, and they need your advice. What do you do? Ask them to get out of the house immediately. We will have this conversation over the phone. Leave. During a zombie outbreak, your friends start to look ill. You know they're going to turn soon into this something. What do you do? Well, mercy kill. They're dead. I'm not waiting from the turn. We gotta do it before it happens, so it's least risk. You're tempted to escape from a vicious supernatural creature in the woods. You have your child with you, and no one stop crying. Giving away your position, what do you do? It's my child, so I am dad. I am dad. Dad might die. You find a briefcase full of money and a vial of liquid labeled "The Cure for Cancer." What do you do? We just take the money and turn the cure in forward. Both of these are probably stupid, though. Turn the biggest to forward. I feel like I've answered that question before in the same thing. You just got really high and you've got the munchies like a motherfucker, but your neighbor is the only person around with food. What do you do? I'm just gonna go hungry. I'll be fine. Well, I think you should about cover everything I need to order in order to assess your survival skills and mentality. So many answers surprised me, so many answers I could have predicted before I even gave you the options. Regardless, I have a feeling you won't expect what I'm about to share with you. Allow me to explain to you what I think of all this. Based on what you've shared with me and my expert assessment of the answers given, I'm going to paint you a little picture. Your eyes are but creases of skin opening and shutting repeatedly, adjusting slowly to the bright white light that shines from the skies. Did I get alien again? You've been drifting in and out of consciousness for a matter of hours, baking in the hot sun while simultaneously drifting further and further into the great blue depths of the sea. Mother raft. You finally manage to pry your eyelids open with the help of your dehydrated, aching fingers, and you force your eyes to adjust to the sunlight so you can get your bearings straight and your wits about you. You struggle to prop your weakened torso up into a sitting position and gaze around at your surroundings. You're floating on a small raft in the middle of the ocean, and you're not sure how you got here. But you notice that your head is in a great deal of pain, and there's a golf ball-sized lump that's formulated on the back of it. You get flashback memories of getting drunk off a island of moonshine and joining in a ritualistic mating dance with one of the tribes that inhabited the island. You also remember that night coming to a very grim end once all the fun and games had run their course. You didn't know the dance was a mating ritual sacred to the tribe, and you were asked to dance by a very homely-looking individual whom, honestly, when I look at them, you couldn't tell whether they were male, female, an amalgamation of the two, or just straight up not even human at all. You felt a little guilty at the thought of refusing to dance with them just based on their aesthetics, so you decided to do the terrible thing and dance with an Uggo for the night. But it turns out this Uggo was the chieftain's son, or daughter, or basement maybe. Look, you don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even think they themselves know just what they are, okay? They just know they're really ugly. Anyways, the ritual was put on so the chieftain could finally find someone for their kin to mate with and carry on their tribe's legacy and traditions, but much to the displeasure of the great chieftain, you refused to mate with his flesh and blood, which angered him greatly. The tribe debated what your fate should be for several hours. Some said they should cook you over, deal with fire, and eat your body to stay in the tribe, but if they were afraid of what sort of outsider or diseases you may carry in your flesh, they thought about forcing you to mate with everyone else in the tribe as a punishment for refusing to mate with whom they wished you to in the first place. They even thought about dismembering your body, cutting off your arms and legs, and using them as hitting sticks to play island ball with your head. At the end of the day, they decided to just settle for hitting you over the head with a large rock and putting your unconscious body in a wooden raft and pushing you out to sea. Honestly, that's probably much better fate than the other potential options. After reminiscing about the good old times on the island, now it's great to watch sharks circling your raft and blood dripping from the back of your head has fallen into the water. The shark begins to bump your raft, testing its weight and durability. You know that you only have your moments to come up with a plan of action if you hesitate any longer. You're gonna be wishing you were back on that island, mating with the chief's ugly, aborted fetus that somehow survived. As the shark bashes your raft a bit harder this time, it raises out of the water just enough to force you to cling onto the wood of the raft, preventing you from falling into the water. Where the shark had just bashed the wooden vessel, you notice that the damage that the raft sustained has provided you with a long, splinterly, spear-like piece of wood that you can use as a weapon. You shank the shark graciously. I mean, you think the shark graciously for arming you with a potentially viable defense. Tear the splintered wood from the vessel and wait for the shark to make another round. As the shark circles you once more, it turns, thrashing its tail in the water and flipping the raft through the air and upside down. You're flipping through the air, far above it. As you look down from the cold ocean air, you notice the colder ocean water below you. You feel as this is it. You're about to fall directly into your dark, icy coffin when the shark launches itself out of the water, mouth gaping wide enough to chomp your body in half with its enormous teeth. As you're falling into the jaw's depths, memories flood through your mind of your childhood, your adulthood, and even the fun dragon dances you had with the tribefolk before this untimely and impending doom. Just then, your survival instincts kick in, your eyes open, and just before you fall directly into the gaping maw of chompy chomps, you bring the spear down with such force that it lands right between the eyes, plunging through the cartilage and right into the brain. Hell yeah, dude. Half your body falls into the shark's mouth as you're pulled into the ice depth of the ocean. The sheer weight of the beast sinks you. But you pry your legs free from its lifeless body and swim to the surface as the shark falls to the darkened depths, a meal for some lucky sea life. You fight the ocean waves with the last bit of energy you have flowing through your adrenaline-shaken body and make it somewhat safely back to your tattered raft. You have been fantasizing about this for a while. Breathing heavily and staring up the sky, you hear the sounds of cheering from the distance. You quizzically and curiously work your body up to a sitting position once more to glance around you. Land. But not just any land, familiar land. You are back on Survivor Island before you know it, and you're surrounded by the same tribe that sent you out to your death in the first place. Except, this time they are cheering, praising your name for surviving the great beast of the ocean. For we've come to find that it is a great and honored tradition that when one is sent to their death but returns victorious over doom, they are celebrated as a legendary hero from that point onward. And you totally get to mate with and marry to the chieftain's better looking next of kin. Hell yeah, dude. Unfortunately, the chieftain has really bad genes because this one's not that much better looking than the last. I mean, they could pretty much be twins, but hey, at least you're alive. Your chances of success when refusing an ancient tribal mating ritual and being sent to your doom only to return as a badass, is very high. Congratulations. To survive something like that takes a lot of balls, or bladed balls, like we were talking about before. Well done. Truly. You're a rare one. Your secret word is shark bite. Remember this and leave it in a comment for us. It'll be of use to you in the future. Shark bite. Hoo-ha. I think it was like shark bait. Hoo-ha. Did I have a word for this last time? Nah. Okay. Your soul has been based on any different variables. Yep. We hope you enjoyed the experience. Did you have a laugh or squeaked out a smile? I definitely squeaked out a few smiles. But yeah, I wanted to get one out of the way that was just silly and good fun after that last one. And I got shark bite. Oh, let's go. Fucking badass song. Badass, not really a song, but you know, I mean, I guess it is a song. Anyway, that was Survivor Dieland. Thank you very much for watching, and now, since this is a less chilly... Oh, hey, yeah, there's my ending thing from stream. That's fine, it can stay there. I'm just playing on excess beats. There we go. Thank you for watching, y'all. Have a good one. Why do I suddenly have to viciously piss? What are you still doing here? What am I still doing here? Why did I hit stop recording?